In this video, we will see how to create tables on Databricks. Now, first of all, whenever we are trying to create tables, there are two things we have to remember. First thing is where we want to create this table, like at what storage location, under what schema or database I want to create this table. And the other one is using SQL. Now, firstly, let's see where we want to create this table. Let's go to catalog and let's go to catalog. I want to create a table under query catalog. Now, how to create a table? So for that, we need to write a SQL query. So click plus and click on notebook. Click on notebook. Now, here, when we open this notebook, see here by default it is Python. I can change it to SQL. Okay, I'll just change it to SQL. And how to create? Now, before that, let's go back to catalog again. I'll just open this catalog in a new page. Okay. Now, in what catalog I want to create? Under GUI catalog or query. Let's create under query catalog. So first I need to connect to that query catalog. Let's say use QUE query catalog. Okay. Let's give tab. I'll remove full stop and let's just execute. Use catalog query catalog. Okay. This is the syntax to connect to that particular catalog. Okay. First we'll connect to that catalog. After that, we will connect to the database inside it. So inside this, I have default catalog. So we'll just connect to the default catalog. It's getting executed. Now after the usage of catalog, which is query catalog, we will try to connect to that particular database or schema. So here we have this default. Okay, we are connected to this query catalog. Now let's connect to default database. I'll just write use default. So automatically we got it. I'll just tab it. See. Now we are connected to this use default. Basically, we are connected to this default database, which is under query catalog. Now I want to create a table. Creating table here using SQL language is almost same as creating a table in a SQL server, but there are some minor changes in syntax. Now we'll just create this table. Okay. So first I want to create table. I'll name this table as student table. Okay, I just want to name it as student table. And inside the student table, I want to create a ID. Okay, so brackets open ID. Let's name it as student underscore ID. Okay, and I want to give it as integer data, comma. Next column, I just want to name student name. Name it as student name. Okay, and by default, it is showing me few columns. So I'll just click on tab so that we'll create this table based on this columns. Okay, we'll just create table based on this columns. So what is the syntax? Create table, table name, different columns and their respective data types. Okay, now we'll just try to execute this query. Okay, we'll just try to execute this query. Now when I create this table will be created under query catalog. Under query catalog we have default schema. Under default schema the student table will be created. Now how we can verify? We'll just go to catalog. See here we have query catalog default. Currently it is not showing me any data. I'll just refresh it. See, I'll just refresh it. Now I'll just open this query catalog default. See, I can see the student table, student ID column, student name column, student gender column, student department column. This is one scenario how you can create table in the Databricks. The other way is instead of writing use again and again, like use catalog, use schema, after that creating table, we have, a table name in 3-level namespace. hierarchy. First catalog, then the database name, then the table name. So we'll create a table in that manner. So I'll just click on code. So first what we'll do is we'll use the same query for that. Okay, we'll just use the same query. I'll just paste it here. What's the difference we need to make? So I'll just go back to the catalog. Now I want to create the table, student table under GUI catalog, under GUI catalog. So under GUI catalog, we have default schema, and under default schema, I have a sales data table. Now I want to create a student table. Now we'll come back to the notebook, and here is the change where we need to make. So create table. After that, we need to mention the catalog name, which is GUI catalog dot schema name. Schema name is default, right? Default dot table name. This is how we can directly create a table in particular database which is present in a catalog instead of connecting them each time. So we can directly create them like this. Catalog name dot database name dot table name. Okay, I'll just run this cell. See, we got okay, which means the table has been created. Just go back to the catalog. Here under GUI, we only have sales data, right? I'll just refresh it. Okay, see, GUI catalog default under tables. See, now we created a student table. Now we created a student table. So this is how we can create tables in a Databricks workspace.